Daniel was bred, born, and raised right here in Nova, for all you that did not know that. His passions are coaching his kids flag football, cooking, and barbecue, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. And his peculiar fact is he has a fear called trypophobia, which is a fear of clusters of small holes, bumps, or patterns.
Yeah, I don't know. I was 7 o'clock. You asked me for a weird fact, and that was the best I could come
That's
up
fine. Well,
right,
welcome to the stage, Daniel.
Everybody, thank you. Shot. All right, so first things first. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm not great at holding my tongue. I say some provocative stuff every now and then, and it wasn't lost on me within 15 seconds of me saying I was doing stand-up comedy on the sheet that Kirby added a new rule: absolutely no swearing and/or offensive content.
I like paperwork.
Yeah. I'm going to do my best to keep it DG-13. I said DG-13 on purpose because that's how often I'm asked every month if I've got opportunities that they can pipe for me. But speaking of meetings, right? Has anybody been on one of these partner first calls? It really always feels like, going on a blind date with an ex of an ex, right? You get on the line, you start playing the name game, talking about all these people that you know. Maybe you guys have some mutual friends. They've hung out in the same circles. And then you just find out, we don't really know very many people together, but, why don't we live up the glory days? See what it felt like when it felt to be alive with this ex. So they tell you about this great story about how they got real hot and heavy with this database deal, and then they got ghosted. And then you're like, you know what? That's kind of messed up, because all I got was a whiff of an S3 deal, the equivalent of a Best Western. You start comparing notes and you realize you're not exes at all. You guys were just the side pieces the whole time. And they were married to Microsoft, and they've been under EA for the last 15 years. So now you want to ruin that marriage. All right, that was my first joke. It's a warm up. Second joke. I'm a parent of 4, or a dad of 4, and it's been weird. I've always loved innovation. I've loved technology. I've loved having all these things in my house. Cutting edge things. Shit's kind of changed being with AWS though. Because we had Alexa. Alexa's been a great thing to the household. Voice commands, turn on the TV, play this song. But when you work for AWS, Alexa's kind of a snitch, right? We get all these product recommendations. We're just talking about things, and it'll show up in your news feed, it'll show up in your Facebook, it'll show up in your personalized recommendations, just things that you don't talk about. Well, the other day at dinner, my son comes into the kitchen and goes, "Dad, I really hate Amazon." I go, "You can't say that, right? Alexa's right there." I see Alexa chiming up, ready to sip that tea. I say, "Son, Amazon didn't kill," or I say, "Why do you hate Amazon?" He goes, "Because they killed Toys R Us." I said, "First and foremost, they didn't kill Toys R Us. A bad business model, hedge funds, rising real estate costs killed Toys R Us. But I get what you're saying. You just can't say that because Alexa's always listening." Flash forward a couple seconds and hold on. Alexa's always listening. And then flash forward a couple seconds. He goes, but Mom said, and I look at my wife like, "Oh no, you didn't." Now I've got 2 people working against me in this house with Alexa. And then within a couple days, I get a recommendation in my Amazon personalized feed, macroeconomics to teach to your toddler. Weird recommendation, right? Really peculiar, but makes sense. A couple more days later, I get other recommendations that I didn't even think possible, like Indeed.com, ZipRecruiter, looking for new positions. I guess they don't like it when you don't like AWS in the house. All right, and my last joke. So I'm a girl dad. I got 3 boys and 1 girl. Being a girl dad has really changed my perspective on things. One of the things that, I learned from a good friend of mine when my wife was pregnant with my daughter was, even if you aren't a feminist, you're gonna turn into one as soon as you have your girl. So true, right? My girl can do everything. I've kind of taken that a little too far though, right? Because I'm playing this new game, it's called Elden Ring. It's this big open world RPG, really challenging. The whole game design is you can really do whatever you want. I said, you know what, I'm gonna flip the script a little bit. I'm gonna play as my daughter in this game. It was a really big mistake, right? It took it way too far because in here I have her, her personality, she's fierce, she's strong, she can do whatever she wants. So we're in the game and she's getting her ass kicked by these monsters, right? And I'm like, oh, this is bad. I can't have my little girl getting abused, so I gotta level her up. But I realized that while I'm doing this and I'm in this character creation screen, that I'm projecting my own insecurities of being an overprotective dad on her. So I'm like, do I need to level up the vigor stat? The vigor equals health. But then I'm like, nah, I don't want that for her. That's gonna give her all kind of body shaming, complex issues, it's too much health, she's gonna be big. Maybe we don't do that for her. So I said, maybe we wanna go strength. Maybe increase the strength, we'll do a little bit more damage, maybe we can beat the game that way. And I'm like, you know what, I don't want that for her either. She's gonna intimidate every dude that she ever meets in her life. So then I think, shit, am I over-indexing on this? Am I overthinking this? Maybe I should just approach it like every dad. Build up her experience and intelligence, sprinkle in a little bit of faith, and tell her not to mess with creepy dudes that have an impossible fixation on swords.